move that stuff out of the way. I also need to find places that I can put these things away. It's a bit of a mess tonight, and it's quite. I might even go get the fan and put the fan on because it is quite warm. That's okay. Put things away. Oh, groin shot, unfortunately, while I put things away. But needs must. I don't think there's anything else that should go in there. Yeah. This one's no. One of these drawers has modules. Ah, there it is. That's the one. Screwdrivers are put away. Oh, I think I needed to find the digital thermometer. One moment. Is it out here still? It's been a busy time filming today, and it's been very warm. So I'll flip the camera down shortly, and I'll go through some new stuff when I actually discover where all the new stuff is supposed to be going. I'm having some technical issues. I've got 21 gig of footage on this PC, and I'm trying to copy it over the network or copy it over to my Mac to edit it in the house, and that's no bueno. It doesn't want to work. And being the incredible IT guru that I am, I have essentially done nothing to fix it either. But that's okay. I'll show some other bits and pieces. I'm also going to be charging batteries and disposing of batteries and everything battery related, which will involve getting stuff from out here. So welcome. We've been. Oh, I shouldn't sit down. I've got more rubbish to get rid of. We have been cleaning up. We've hired a skip. So I know the workshop you'll be thinking that's clean. There is so much that's gone from in there, and there's still more to go. We hired a skip, and we are intent to try and fill it as much as we can with as much rubbish as we can, and it's still up to me to keep going through here to actually just find as much stuff as I go. Look, as much as I'd love to hold on to that, we just can't keep doing it. So slowly finding things to get rid of. I'm going to get the fan. Oh, just to provide me with some breeze. It's a bit nicer. I mean, this is the cool part of the workshop, but it's still not the nicest part of the workshop. So, and yeah, that is a sneak peek of the next build video. So what have I got? I've got things on the bench. I've got some new stuff that's arrived, and we're going to go for a little tiny little drive and fly tomorrow. Hopefully where it's a little bit less busy, because I want to try and take my two cars that I've built out there and get some footage of them, partly because one is finished and the video is already out, the other one because I would like to get some footage, and I forgot my tripod last time. I forgot my little mini tripod, and I want to charge up the GoPro and see if I can get some footage of the car driving past it and lights on, lights off, that kind of thing. So I'll be charging up batteries for that tonight as well. But yeah, other than that, it's just been a hell of a lot of cleaning up and throwing away, and some of it's bad and some of it's good, but it's all, you know, in the aim of trying to make everything that little bit nicer place to be in the house. So while we've been getting rid of stuff, anything that has batteries in it, especially lithium, these are lithium ion cells, so these will probably be 14500s by the look of it. I'm keeping and giving these to friends who like to harvest the cells for their own lithium battery things, usually LEDs for models and that kind of thing. What else? So I've got a couple of 3D prints and some other things that have gone together. So I'll point the camera down and I'll very quickly try and talk about those. And I've got a couple of teeny little jobs to do as well. So here we go. Camera's going down to the bench there. Maybe it's not. Hold on. Camera is intent on looking at my crotch, and that's a bad place for it to focus. All right, metric banana for scale. I've kind of already showed this, but these are the this is another 3D printed adapter for a battery. Hashtag not an RC channel. This is basically because of the cars that I'm building are a particular brand, and this is their setup of batteries. I don't have that kind of battery, and I wasn't going to go and invest more money into batteries, so I found a 3D printed adapter that you basically take your standard lithium cell, put it in there, usually with, you know, a little bit of foam in there to help make up the extra space. So there are some foam scraps that go in, and the hole in the end to have your main cord come out, the balance cord come out, and fits in perfectly. Needs no further adaptation. So that's been really good. I've got a couple of those. The first one that I did was, oh, there we go, lovely, breaking out the supports. The first one I did was a screw together. This one with the push-on cap is a lot easier, and it prints a lot better too. Ooh, I'm going to hurt my fingers doing this. There we go. But that's okay. So I'm very pleased with these when it comes to the sides. Yep, there we go. Right, yep, lovely. So gives the battery a bit more. Oh, that one's tight. What about this one? Oh, I'm gonna hurt my thumb. One more. Nope. That's okay. Adam Savage. Every tool's a hammer. Is that gonna? Yep, that'll bust it out very nicely. Will this one do the same? Corner of the ruler. I wouldn't use my little ruler for this, but the big one seems to be robust enough that it'll do that. And then that one. Lovely. There we go. That one's all sorted. Lovely little design. Freely available on Printables and Thingiverse. And this one's printed that needs it doesn't really need any filing down. That's workable for me. So I'm going to put that one in the bag with all the other stuff, and I'll show you the other things that are going. I'm going to have to go and throw these in the bin and then retreat to the boxes to get some other things for tomorrow. It's not a planned drive and flight, and my battery's just died on my fan, so hold on. I just have to watch while I go and prove that I need to go and change this battery. What is the solve like now? Here's the jar. Oh yeah, much nicer. Okay, back to the bench. Oh. It's the cord. It's actually, I reckon that's the problem. Yeah, it is. The cord is getting. The cord gets stuck in there. All right, and then I'll try and move things down. All right, let's start with oldest to newest. So this arrived the other day. this is a car stand for a radio control car. So if I get something like the Mark II Escort, it's a chassis stand. The chassis sits on there quite precariously this way. Probably would be better that way. Sits on there. It should rotate so you can work on it if you really need to. I think it should have a bearing in it, to be honest. I'm not really much of a fan of it rotating like that, but it seems to work. So basically, while you're at the track or on your bench, you can pull off its top and see what it's like underneath. The other thing about this, it's sort of locked in. What it really needs is like a bushing in here, so that can just sort of spin quite freely, but it's not going to come loose. There's a grub screw that goes into there that has since been lost, but this was a pretty cheap and nasty one. There's probably nicer ones out there, but I'm a newbie, and any chance to buy new tools, I just buy new tools. That's just the way I'm built. So yeah, there's that is new. I was cleaning out and I found the book for my transmitter. I've got about 4 of these, so I'm glad that I actually have a copy of the book still. That's very handy. What else? Some other things arrived closer to. Oh, this people are thinking, what the heck is this? Well, this is a radio control receiver that I received the other day. This came through really quickly. This is a 3-channel receiver. So when I'm doing cars, which I'm not planning on doing any more cars unless something really special comes up. I shouldn't say I'm not planning on doing cars. I'm not planning on doing any more cars for myself. I am planning on doing a car for another person. And there's a chance that I'll end up doing a car for my son. And I just want to be able to have things on hand so I can easily do them. I don't want to be waiting for stuff. I'm really impatient like that. So basically I can have steer, drive, and then I can have some lights on a 3rd channel, and that's all I really need. So, and these FL or Fly Sky are apparently compatible with this transmitter, so I'd love to be able to test that, but I want to be able to test it where I know that I'm not going to delete a model that's on there. So I'm going to be very careful about that to start with. But if they are not compatible, the other thing that I have on order is because I have another transmitter, and this is the whole thing about doing a car for another person, it's using up what I have, which would be really good. I'd be really very happy to use up things that I have. I have this transmitter, which I was planning to use for JAWS, and basically, there's the book for that. There's the book for this one. I got this one secondhand. I was going to use this for JAWS because obviously Scott, being a young guy, doesn't have an antenna to break off, but I need a module for it. So I've ordered a module that should work with that receiver, and it's coming from overseas, but it got denied entry by customs the other day. So I'm really interested to hear what happened to it, but it's a bit manky. It needs a bit of a clean up, but I think it'll be okay. So there's that for that could be for the car for another person. And if not, I am planning on doing a Doctor Who K9, and that would be ideal. So it sits under the bench waiting for someone to rescue it from its obscurity and put it to use. I'll put that with radio control stuff in general. All right, this is the other. Now this is the one I'm most excited about in the short stream, and it's this chap here. Now I'm just going to have a drink of watered down cordial. I'm not, I keep saying not an RC channel, but any chance to get new tools is a yes from me. And I already had a vessel. Is it here? I've got a vessel ball grip screwdriver, and this is brilliant. This is such a nice tool to use when I'm assembling or disassembling stuff. The issue I have is that I don't have a lot of bits that go with it, and I wanted to get something where I could use like small Allen bits. Like I want long handle Allen bits that will go on a 1/4 inch shank, and I couldn't find anything. And I also wanted this in a ratcheting driver because I think I showed it the other day. I bought a cheap ratcheting driver from Bunnings that I used for putting together the car. It changed the game as far as assembling a kit. So if you're getting into assembling a kit, or you're going to assemble more than one, go and buy a ratcheting screwdriver, a small one. This is that they have like 1/8 inch shank bits, so smaller than that. So like a precision type ratcheting driver, because you're usually putting self-tapping screws into plastic. This was a little bit of overkill. I still did use this a little bit for putting stuff in, but I found I would lose alignment on things when I would twist, and I'd need to release my grip to sort of move the screwdriver back. So I really wanted that shape, but I wanted a ratchet. But the other thing is, Vessel do make a ratcheting driver, but that piece there is interchangeable, and this bit is the ratcheting part. So if you take that off and you want to put on a screwdriver bit, you've got to put on a pissy little screwdriver bit like that. It makes it a stubby, which might be really good. But yeah, you lose that part. So I started looking around, and I found basically there were three ratcheting ball grip screwdrivers. One was by Vessel that you had to buy this piece separate, but if you wanted to use your own shank pieces, you'd only use that bit. As far as I know, there's nowhere locally that sells them for me to go and verify that, but it certainly looks like it from all the advertising. These are Japanese. This is Japanese. This is the Annex. And I don't know if you can. Very fine ratcheting mechanism. But this one, again, it's a ball grip. Oh, hello. Hold on. I better check. It could be important. No. Well, it was, but I'll get to it later. So this was the ball grip one. It's similar size, pretty much. Near as Mike Brewer would say, near as makes no difference. So there was this, or there is one from the model makers Tamiya. What I have come to understand is that the Tamiya is a rebadged version of this anyway, just in blue with Tamiya on it. This one, if I wanted to buy this, it's $24 for, basically that much usable bit and that much if I want to have it just as a plain number 2 Phillips or whatever end. And I can't find the end separately. So then I'd be thinking, okay, well, if I wanted to buy that to make it usable, I'd be buying multiple long blades to go with it. There was this was $28. And as far as I know, you can take that whole piece out and this is still maintained as, your sort of long piece. Or there was the Tamiya one. The Tamiya one starts at $59. So when I was looking around, I could have bought that in South Australia, but I ended up buying this on Amazon. When I was in the capital last Thursday, I think I ordered it and it arrived yesterday. So can't complain. Let's whip it out and see what it's about. I was going to make a video just about this, but that's okay. For you, I will do this. So ANX, so it's a number 2. It's got a flat end on it, which means it's a JIS, which is ideal for when you're doing these kits. They are Japanese kits, so you need the JIS bits. All right, does it say anything about how to release it? Made in Japan. No, it's got 3 settings. So you just yank on it. Oh, you do. Oh yeah, you just whip it out and swap it over. So there's undo, do or do not. There is no un. That's what they've got. Why is that important? Well, if I go to my my stash here, I will explain why it's important with this. That one. And because I'm trying to build a kit of tools that I would commonly use for these kind of things, for when we do drive and fly days. And rather than taking that and then also taking screwdrivers, if I take that, this can stay here to do my 3D printer stuff. I got this from, I think this was Nut and Bolt Australia the other day. It's an Alpha. So hopefully it's not like the Alpha the car, and it's more like the Alpha brand of screwdriver bit. And hopefully this 1/4 inch shank piece will fit. We're going to test it out. Let me just get some overly large scissors to open it up. Lovely. All right, let's extract that. Into that. Now, this is the number 7 socket, or the 7mm socket, which is the one for doing up my wheel nuts. Much quicker. I obviously have got a number 2 Phillips, which is the size that I was using for most of the screws. I also have got some small Allen bits that are arriving for it, but what I do have, I think I've got most of them in this kit here. Not that I'm going to take all of them, but let me just hopping them up. Oh, I've stabbed myself. I actually was really keen to get either this or the what's the other one? The Wera Tool Check Plus kit, which had sockets and Allen bits and extensions and stuff on a ratcheting handle, but it wasn't a ball grip handle. But I almost bought it just for the other bits and supply my own handle, if that makes sense. So here we go. So now that's my socket. I should then be able to put in, maybe not this one, but maybe a nicer one that I probably have around the place. One of these. And I think this is a 3mm hex key. There we go. So that's the plan anyway. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, well, I've not lost anything. But I think it should be okay. And of course, I can always also get, I've just noticed these have got some, what's this? That's a 5mm. And that should be a 7, I think. 6, so that one will be a 7. So that's wheel nut size, is it? Just confirming, yes it is. So between those, I pretty much got all the tools that I'll need, with the exception of some Allen keys, which I've already thrown in my tool bag anyway. I've actually got some really nice colourful ones. And normally for the Allen key stuff, you don't often sort of wrench on it. Not that I like saying wrenching. Nothing against people from the United States, but I'm just not a fan of. But normally you don't sort of do a lot of heavy twisting on things like that. It's generally screws and nuts that you would apply perhaps unreasonable force to. So, you know, most of my tools is condensed down to that now, which is pretty cool. So the next car that I do, I would like to be able to use this just to see what it's like. I have a feeling I want to take apart a computer or something to try that out. But it feels very, very comfortable. And it's nice to be able to hold this, not need to change grip, and just do that. And even when you are holding something in because you're threading something for the first time, that is a lot easier than going because that loosening off that motion means that the head sometimes slips out of where it should be, out of alignment. Yeah. It's Tom Baker's birthday as well. I think he's 90. I think he should retire now, though. Like, not a bad word to say for him. I think he has certainly done his time in doing fandom, fan service type stuff. And I think, yeah, God, I mean, he's looking 90. A few years ago, he wasn't. 10 years ago, I wouldn't have said, geez, he looks 80, but man, he looks 90 now. And I think he should take a rest. One moment. So I have to put some batteries on charge. So let me just point the camera up again. And you can see I'm just going to fetch me some batteries. For tomorrow's festivities. I might even get 2 chargers going tonight. So I'm not charging for hours and hours. I really didn't enjoy that last time. The charging for a very, very extended period was not a lot of fun. So I have to charge for... I want to take the little van, and I'd like to take my little Escort out and give that a run, because I actually didn't get to give that a run the other day. So that'll be nice. And I have got a video about charging, so I'm not going to bang on too much about charging. Put them back with the shitty snips. I'm down to 1 pair of shitty snips at the moment, so that's not very good. All right, it's already at 7.65, so it's going to take it up to 8.4. Pop this in here. Right. I'll try and find somewhere for this to go now, because I have a... Hey, look, I do have a drawer of... I don't know whether you want to see it or not. Do you want to see my drawer of radio control stuff? Let me... I don't really want to be in a crotch shot there, so let me stand up out of the way and I'll move the camera. So this is the radio control box. It does say Tamiya on it. This is more of the radio control building stuff. So there are some things put aside for the next build. Like I said, the car for someone else. There are some things that are left over that I didn't use, like these LEDs, which I will probably use on the next build, just to use them up. I'm not really at the stage of making my own LED looms and stuff, but I'd like to. I've got some spares. I've got some spare arc lips. I did buy some magnetic. These are all the bits from the car that I didn't use because I replaced things like the bearings with better bearings and stuff like that. But I do have some magnetic body mounts that I would like to use. But I haven't found out a good way to cut down the body posts yet. I have a speed controller ready for the next build. And then I've just got things, and a lot of this stuff I actually already had from doing the cyber mats and stuff and jaws. So I have some silicon type servo tape. I've got the leftover pinstriping tape. This is that little screwdriver I was talking about. This thing was a game changer. The only thing I didn't like about it is when I was using it, I would often flick the little ring and I would be tightening it and then suddenly it wouldn't go, and that's why. So that thing that's about $9 from Bunnings, Trojan brand. And it came with all the Allen key bits and some Phillips and flat bits, so it was ideal. You know, if you don't need to spend $25 on a screwdriver handle, that for $9 for the set was more than enough. I've got a battery tester. I actually thought this would do it. I thought this was going to be a little thumb ratchet, but it doesn't ratchet. It's just for turning. So that's, fortunately, they're really cheap. Bits of double-sided tape and Velcro. That's all stuff for cutting out bodies and spare zip ties. The grease that I use that smells like chicken skin. Inox MX6. Very good stuff, apparently, so far. So that's not where that goes, though, because that speed controller is definitely for a car. This is a receiver. This is more of a generic thing. So that means it goes in the next box. So this is where you go, what the fudge? So this is, things like, this is a backlight for one of those transmitters. I have got a plethora of spare motors from doing the Jaws build because I got 2 lots of motors. These are left over from the side mat. These are Metal Gear, but they don't turn fast enough for the side mat to go anywhere. These were I bought these in the first instance and tried to cut the other axle off them. Not a great idea, but I've got some of these left. So a lot of spare motors, spare servo arms and servo horns and stuff like that. And indeed, spare servos. Servo motor there. I've got a tiny little mini servo there that I don't know what I'm going to use that for. I think there was something. I think it was going to be for the Dalek eye or something. And then I've got, wheels and tyres, very gaudy wheels and tyres that I actually got with those motors and little hub adapters and whatnot. So I've basically, anything that is a sort of generic radio control stuff goes in here. Spare servo wire. And even this was I bought this to try and be the multi-protocol transmitter for that other transmitter that I showed, but I can't get it out. It's stuck. Reveal your secrets to me. No. But it turns out you need to program it. Oh, hang on. Ha-ha! Testing. That way is that's loosen. They're actually meant to be little nuts in there, but you know what? It's holding on quite well without them. Doesn't really need them. So I bought this on AliExpress, but you need to be able to sort of flash this module somehow. And that is beyond the scope of my skills. So in the box it goes. It looks very nice. And I can tell people what it is. I just can't tell people how it works or what I'm going to do with it, because I don't know. But that's all right. It's in there. Is there any other generic RC stuff to go in there? I think that's kind of it. Oh no, hang on. There are. Spare bits. Okay, right. So that's my generic radio control box. As you can tell, the Tamiya box, with most kits that you buy, most kits that I'm interested in buying being Tamiya branded, because I'm only into the unpopular things. I went to my local shop, the toy shop that sells model kits, and wow, I didn't realize I was off-brand. Apparently, I don't buy the right things, because Tamiya is not popular, despite all the hype. And I needed to buy Traxxas stuff apparently. So there you go. What do I know? Apart from I have a Tamiya car. Traxxas don't make a Mark II Escort, so. But when this is finished charging, I will put it in here and get it ready for there. What I might end up doing is, I can't take the camera with me, but I'll probably end up going to the other part of the workshop and plugging in the other charger and halving my working time, because it's tiring. It's a long night of charging otherwise. I have this vase. This is my grandmother's vase, and it got broken at Christmas. So I have tried my best to glue it back together despite missing pieces, but it can at least look nice on a shelf if you put the crappy side to the back. I was going to go on eBay and try and buy another one, but it's not special if I just replace it. You know, this is the one, you know, and I can see that. I understand that. So I tried. All right. I'm going to put the body clips on this car. I'm getting used to this, but it's takes quite a bit of radio control stuff. It hurts your thumbnails. Something shocking. It really does. It's really bad for the old thumbnails. So I'm also gonna. I've decided I'm gonna put these up slightly from putting them directly across the top of the car, just so that if something happens, the body's got a bit of give. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a terrible idea, but it's what I'm running with. And I want the body to be able to move slightly. Oh, see, that's a binding plug. What's a binding plug? It's a thing that you lose, and you really need to not lose it. It's what allows your transmitter to speak to the receiver. Are these magnetic? Oh, they are. There we go, there's one. Thank you, new screwdriver. So I'm just going to put these one clip up. One. Not one clip, it did. And one clip up again. Lovely. So there we are. So yeah, anything that we've been cleaning out, anything that's got batteries in it has been, you know, the batteries are getting removed, alkalines and stuff like that. Or if they're rechargeables, well, they're going back in with the rechargeables. If they're alkalines, they're just getting recycled, but they're going into the box to be taken back for battery reprocessing, recycling, whatever they redo with them. All right, so that's all set. I'm going to put this aside, and I don't think it'd be a good idea to set up two chargers side by side, so I'm going to do a bit of wandering around in the background. I'll put the camera up so you can see it, but basically that top box over there is a box that I would take when we're doing drive fly, or when we're doing convention stuff, when I'm showing the Daleks and all the sci-fi stuff, and it's basically got some charging stuff in it. And there's another box that I'm not taking that usually has tools in it for fixing Daleks on the fly. But I'm just going to go and set up another charger and charge a transmitter pack, because I know I'll need one of those for tomorrow. And this, from the last drive and flight, I'm still getting away with trying to charge all these things. So there is quite a lot left to go. So, and a few of them, they need to be charged, and a few need to be storage charged. So it's I think that is the one. That's the one that I need to use. So I'm going to quickly go and put this one on charge now. And for that one, I need the little servo lead adapter, which is that one. So I'm going to plug that into the charger. All right. Without going too much into it, because there's actually a video coming. How to charge a battery. All right. Back soon. Oh, Jesus, that's going wrong. That went wrong. That was very badly wrong. I'm glad that was done. Right. Let's try that again without stuff being in the way this time. I'm not doing the right thing really tonight and balance charging everything. I am just charging tonight. That's all I can really, conceivably do for the night is to just say, well, I'm going to. That one is charged. So actually, no, I don't need to take those with me tomorrow. So they will be stored because I'm only taking what I need. What's in here? They are drone batteries. That is coming tomorrow. So there's not much in there, but that one's going to be these small cells. They are already charged though. I'm trying to not double handle, but in doing that, I'm doing a lot of double handle. But yeah. So let me try and plan this out so I know what I need. All right. So I need for oh bother. Okay, so for that I need one of those that's already charging, and then I need a pack for the transmitter, which is hopefully going to be that. I need to make an adapter for this so I can have one of those going to a JST. That'll be ideal. So I could take that connector off and have a thing, because that'd be a great little transmitter pack. So I need them. For Scott's little car, we need that one. And there is another one around here. Let me find it. There it is. We need that one. So they need to be charged. And for the little van, that one needs to be charged. So there's a little bit of work to go, but that's okay. It'll happen. I don't actually remember putting that sticker on the back, but yeah. So yeah, more cleaning to go and some investigation as to why my they're both on the same network. They're both connected via, cables into the same modem. So there should be a way that I should be able to access share files here and see them on my Mac. I'll be able to drag the footage across, but it's not really evident at the moment. But I'll see. Oh, and the other thing I need to look for is my little tripod, so that I can get some footage on either the GoPro or my phone. I don't want to take a big tripod. Just so the car's driving around, because I didn't really get much of it. And ideally, it would suit build videos and stuff like that better to actually have some footage, and maybe use that for, I don't know, intro, outro, waiting music, I don't know, something like that for future videos. So that's my thoughts. We're at 8 volts. We've got a little bit longer to go, but it's getting there. Well, in the meantime, I'm probably going to go and make a cup of something and plug in lots more things to charge, I think. So thank you very much for joining me. Not really an awful lot to say. I hope you are staying well and cool or warm, depending on where the weather is in your locale. And if you join me again this time next week, I might have more to talk about. I might have a lot less to talk about. It is supposed to be the first time that the Escort goes out, because it didn't get a run. Well, the other car got a run last time, but this one didn't. But I've now got to put my faith in my dodgy little battery charger tonight, because if you look, you can see the polarity is reversed, but when I check it on there, it says it's right. So we'll see. Anywho. All right. I hope you're feeling better, Mum. I hope your back's okay. Get some sleep. Is this, well, I don't know. I like them both. I was horribly upset when I crashed the other one into the wall. I was really devastated. So I'm going to try not to do that. That's why I'm taking this one out tomorrow, where there won't be any other people. Because I think, to be honest, if something happened to this one, I would be heartbroken. And I'd have to go and buy another one, which would ruin us financially very quickly. So I'm going to try to not do that. Nighty night all from me.